Hi Aquarius, and welcome to your September 2020 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to talk to you about your incredible energy coming into September. I really love what I'm feeling for you guys. I was meditating on your energy earlier today and I was thinking, what is an Aquarius going through? And what I got was just some really flowery, really nice smelling, preparing to bloom energy coming in. A very new futuristic vibe that is not so reliant on technology, not so reliant on money, not so reliant on the presence of other people, yet futuristic. And this is really cool because I think we think of like technology and the generation of money and the better relationships as like future. Like in the future, I'm going to have more money, or in the future, there's going to be better technology, or in the future, I'm going to have all these relationships. And now it seems that Aquarius is already really ahead of the game and realizing that those things are actually now the status quo, and the future, the at least prosperous future, is not so dependent on these things. I mean, can we just sit with that for a second, Aquarius? Like, whoa, what an incredible download to come in at the very beginning of your reading. Because Jupiter and Saturn are moving direct this month in late degrees of Capricorn, and they're going to be flying, like hurtling through outer space, through our solar system, like toward your sign. Like it's not going to be there yet, but by calendar new year of 2021, we are going to have Jupiter and Saturn conjunct in your sign. Conjunct, I'm being funny. Conjunct in your sign, which is going to completely change the game for all of us. It's going to completely reinvigorate and totally shift the status quo into something completely unfathomable for the most part that we cannot really see right now. And I'm not even going to predict exactly what that looks like, but you can already feel it, Aquarius. I don't have much Aquarius in my chart. I've got a strongly placed Uranus, which has blessed me with doing like YouTube and all of these like media things. Anyway, not to get off on that, but you will start to understand, Aquarius. You will start to understand what the future is. You're kind of like the future manifest right now. Aquarius, the manifestor of future is your title, I guess. Anyway, I'm just joking. I would say for September, because I know we're kind of jumping out all over the timeline, but for September, you're going to start getting glimpses. You're going to start getting foreshadowing about what you're doing next year. September is going to deal a lot with 2021 for you guys. And transitioning into that already, you guys will be like the leaders of moving into that time. So what I can already say for this month is money coming in new ways, quickly being able to make changes that you struggled to make for a while, new spiritual practices, and also the destruction or the falling away of things which are chaotic no matter what. You have the Tower, the Hierophant, the Lovers, the High Priestess, and the Moon as major arcana. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I always say if there are 3 or more, it's a very memorable month. So the chaotic being removed from your life, that's kind of interesting for me to think about. You're very much detaching from chaos. Anybody who is energetically smart or intelligent right now are like, get me away from chaos. I understand that chaos and people who can never be satisfied and people who can never ever allow themselves to experience tranquility, this is what I cannot hold anymore. So if you've got people like that in your life, Aquarius, like people who have to have chaos at all times, I'm not talking about people who are speaking of problems or speaking of things that need to be fixed. That is okay as long as we're not making it about that, but about the problem itself. That's okay. But I'm talking about people who make chaos out of everything. Oh no, the electricity bill is $5 more than I've anticipated. I will breed chaos in my house for 3 months because of it. Oh no, the coffee shop has run out of the flavor that I like. I will have to try a new one. That is unacceptable. I will speak to the manager and create chaos, like things like this. And people like this, it's really important to diagnose and see that it's not really the way to thrive, because there's just an air of chaos around so many people right now, and it's like it's like hysterical. It's intoxicating. It's like as you consume the chaos and the discord, you become more happy as a person seemingly now. But then when we have this big switch in calendar new year of 2021, it's created almost a new caste, or it's created a new very rigid system that is very disempowering for those who enjoy chaos, but they won't really realize it because they will get their fix of chaos still. So it's like this weird psychological thing going on right now that Aquarius can really see through very well. Anyway, that's too far into the future. Let's pull it back to September. So here we have a problem, Aquarius. As I go into your energy, as I meditate on it, I do not want to be in September. Okay, I am not talking anything about September. I'm talking about 2021. I think you guys are future tripping a little bit. I think it's okay. Like, it's great to manifest. It's great to be excited for the future. That's a great thing for people's energy a lot of the time. But I do think that you guys have something to look at here still with the Capricorn energy, something relating to finances perhaps, or relating to what you own or what you would like to own, relating to how you generate abundance in your life. But it's like, no, take me to 2021. Like, Aquarius is like already done. Aquarius has finished, with 2020. And you guys are wanting to sail out of that here. What I think is best for you guys is to understand the spirituality of it. A spiritual Aquarius who can understand the energetic principles of life is so empowering, because Aquarius can tend towards atheism, actually, and can tend towards spiritual neutrality, which obviously is to their own prerogative, but I would say that it's really empowering for you guys to see, at least, and not about making it about deity or about making it about a religious practice, but I am saying that there's something non-tangible for you guys that is very empowering. And if you're an Aquarius who can wield that and be empowered by that, you will move through this time easily and with a lot of abundance. I'm seeing that really with the Hierophant and the High Priestess in your reading, which are both about, high spirituality and the power that comes from being connected to Source and being connected to something outside of the human condition. Okay. And as I talk about Aquarius and Pisces, the last two signs of the zodiac are out of the human condition as it is. We leave the human condition at the sign of Capricorn. So Aquarius and Pisces are like robots and aliens already. So, but as that is the case, both of those signs can then want to really compensate by being in the human condition and denying spirituality sometimes, not always, but it's just something to nip in the bud right now if you're like, I'm going to accept that money rules my life, or I'm going to accept that, government rules my life, or I'm going to accept that, corporations rule my life, because these are all very humane things, not humane when we're talking ethics, but humane in like very worldly, very earthly things, very earthly entities. And you might even be on the other side of it, because Aquarius is very rebellious. And it's like, I will rebel against it all. I will not have any of that. But then by doing that, you restrict yourself to the worldly and you recreate that in a new way that is deceptive at the forefront and cannot realize that it is an exact recreation of that other type of entity in a rebellion to that entity. So this is very complex philosophical thing. Some of you might just want to fast forward to the week to week if it's over your head. But it's just really great for Aquarius to not be bound down by any type of indoctrination or any type of rules or things like that, as they need a level of spiritual freedom right now. Okay, there's no room for like dogma or psychological collectivism, I will call it. Aquarius has to just keep to themselves. Like, let yourself embrace the Capricorn energy from the point of view of individualism. Like, you will have plenty of time to go collective or to go towards people or towards society with what you're focused on, but by building your individual core principles now in a very integrity-based and honor-based way, Aquarius is a very unstoppable force in the future. So yeah, we're talking super non-tangible philosophical things, but I kind of like that for you guys right now. The more, and I would not tell this to anybody else, this is not for anybody else but people with strong Aquarius, but the more non-tangible you can have it, the better right now. It's not really Aquarius's time to be super I'm going to acquire this and that and debt and all of that. Stay as disconnected and detached, as your sign is an expert at disconnection and detachment from the worldly things now. And then in October and November and December, you can enter that and experience that if you would like, but then it's like it becomes more popular and more collective to be detached from those things potentially. This is not set in stone, but this is kind of what I'm theorizing for the Aquarian time is that like a very tangible worldly things will not be popular for a while, just based on how much the Capricorn stellium has focused them. But to bring it back to the mundane and the more simplistic for you, Aquarius, just really enjoy the benevolence and prosperity that you do receive this month. It is coming no matter what. And try to just not get too attached to anything that's leaving your life at this time, because it's meant to go, and it's probably related to chaos if it is going. The tower coming up for you guys is like very interestingly placed, to the extent that I find it to be a very positive force for you. Anything that goes, anything that's chaotic, anything that's disruptive probably is just that anyway. I mean, sit with that. These are like great spiritual messages. Simple, great things. If it's chaotic and disruptive, it's chaotic and disruptive. There's no need to fool ourselves and think, but that's the person that I love. But that's the job that pays my bills, or like things like this. No, if it's chaos, it's chaos. Let's call a duck, or whatever the saying is. If it walks like the duck. I hate that saying. It doesn't really get it through. But if it's chaos, it's chaos. That's my new saying. So a quick week to week for you, Aquarius. Let's get straight into it. So in the first week of September, you guys have the Lovers rooted down by the Hierophant. You are at a spiritual crossroads. Congratulations. This just means you're about to level up big time. There might be two careers right in front of you. There might be two people right in front of you. And it's like, which do I choose? These create very different realities for me. Can they ever, be together? Because the Capricorn energy wants to salvage everything. It wants to save everything. It's like, I cannot let go of anything. I cannot, I have this job that, gives me a basic living, and I can't accept that I can't have this job that gives me a basic living and also then be like a CEO, or then also be like the head of an incredible nonprofit, or whatever, all of those things, or just finally not even have to worry about money anymore. I have to also then keep what I have. Like, you see, there's a weird synapse or a weird connecting point where we are afraid to let go of anything. It's like a hoarding. Like we have a bit of a spiritual hoarding going on right now. And the first week of September is going to make that not the case for you, Aquarius. You can keep going with what you're doing. You can take on the new thing. You can, for some of you, that even looks like a religious switch, or the just experience of a new ritualistic practice. Not really Aquarius's type of thing, but with certain placements, of course, it may be prevalent for some of you. But that's just magic. Enjoy the magic of first week of September. What a blessing it is to have options in life, okay? Week number 2, we have the High Priestess rooted down by Ace of Pentacles. So, spiritual wealth, I really like that. It's like you guys have really made the right decision coming out of the first week. There is no wrong decision, really, in life when it comes to these, like, spiritual juxtapositions. Of course, there are wrong decisions when we're talking more earthly or physical, because that dimension is all about right and wrong. So, second week, you have the ability to feel rich, regardless of your bank balance, the ability to feel wealthy and healthy, regardless of certain appearances. So yes, there is a bit of duality coming in, but it could also be going the other way as well. Like, you might get a huge bonus, you might get a really great sale, you might get a really great injection of monetary abundance, and that's going to really change your spiritual outlook. Like, wow, the universe is really supporting me. Wow, I'm really being held by the universe, because that's almost what it takes when we have such intense, crazy transits. It almost takes just the universe and source energy reminding us that we are alive, and that is really the only thing that predates us towards these needs. And the status of being alive, the status of being incarnated for an Aquarius is like really great right now. So just enjoying being alive. I mean, not even worrying so much about these numbers and these abstract philosophical control measures. Like, what a great time for Aquarius just to enjoy life. Week number 3, you have the moon rooted down by Page of Wands. So finally seeing that you are just here to create a maybe it's not about even a project, it's about there is perhaps a new kind of project, but you see all of these like philosophical abstract terms I'm having to come up with for you guys, like project or job or CEO or basic income generator. There's like a lot of like constructs for Aquarius right now, and I feel like you guys just need to free yourself up a little bit. There's a lot, I mean, for everybody, we're here, you know, with all of the, with Jupiter and Capricorn. It's like, I was talking in Sagittarius, is reading about, you know, how horses are always, have been subservient to humans, and they've always been bridled up and restricted, and that's kind of how we all feel right now. But I would just let yourself create, Aquarius. I would let yourself manifest some of these illusory experiences, these nocturnal experiences, into art, into your strongest capability. Yet you're getting a lot stronger in the third week. You're seeing through the BS, essentially, and you're coming out a stronger person because of that. Week number 4, you have the Tower rooted down by 6 of Swords. So this is the week that it happens, Aquarius. This is where, yes, could it be chaotic? It could be, but it's a blessing in disguise. It's a blessing of chaos, because as you see it now, you can understand. It's like sometimes, okay, this could also be a case of not being able to make a decision. That first week is such a time of decision making for you that it feels like if you can't do it, it's kind of like the universe makes the decision for us, and that can feel chaotic because we feel out of control. We feel like, you know, we're reminded of how, you know, small we are as humans. You know, so many humans on the planet, so many of us. It's like, but we each have this individual consciousness, so we all feel very big, and we should, because we are all like a collective, but also an individual, a macro and a micro. This reading, oh my gosh, Aquarius, this is like, we're just going through every single construct of philosophy almost. But yes, 4th week, you're transitioning into that new philosophy, transitioning into that new state of being, into that new paradigm, into that new realization of who you are, what you want to be. And if that comes with some chaos, some dissolving, don't worry about it. Your sign is so good at understanding that that is, you know, like rejection is protection type of thing. I have a video called Rejection is Protection. You can like search it on my channel if you want to see it. If any of you are struggling with like negative turmoil or negative feelings in that time, it's great to always know that the universe has our best interests at heart, and that by going through those things, we are being realigned with a path that is better for us. So anyway, Aquarius, yes, realign yourself with the path that is better for you. Enjoy it. Have a good time. I've so enjoyed putting your reading together. I am going to do an extended on Patreon. I won't talk too long about it, but yes, I do a central theme and 2 supporting themes, and it is a click away. You can click the center of your screen or the link below in the description box, and that will take you to the extended reading. Thank you so much for being here, Aquarius. If you guys are new, be sure to hit the subscribe button here on YouTube. It's free. That's really the best way to support the channel. But yes, I will talk to you guys later, and let's go ahead and jump over to Patreon for the extended now. Good luck, Aquarius. Much love. Bye.